Hello guys, so in today's video I would like to show you how important it is to immediately react to what you are actually seeing. Of course, first thing is knowing a proper reaction to what you see, and secondly, how important it is to react as fast as possible. If we take a look onto our opponent in the first game, it's Twilight. Right now he's ranked around 200, and previously he used to be like, ranked even, he almost peaked on 2000 elo, so I would say he's not even like a pure free player, but he's, skill-wise, he's above that level, basically. But for me, not considering that I have only a few games this season because I don't have that much time for playing the games recently, still for me this should be like quite easy gaming battle. But yeah, let's see how this game unfolds, what's gonna happen. Of course, like the opening is normally same. I will go with the Abbey of Kings. If I remember correctly, I will go second TC as well. Again, questionable is where to make second TC. I have multiple options, especially on this map. Recently, I've put this map into the ban because certain civilizations, for example, like Rus, have crazy benefits on this map because they have a lot of deers here, and it's this absolutely same on the different side. Plus, of course, like civs like China or Sushi, they like the benefit which you can get from going professional scouts on this map is just crazy. And because recently I'm playing 90% of the time English together with like Ottomans, because I like to playing like I enjoy to play underdog civs. So sadly on this map it's like together even like the two boars. Against some civs you basically, it's close to saying like you cannot win. No. Okay, but let's continue with this game. Okay, as you can see, basically I'm just macroing towards second DC, and here I was sketching myself where to make second DC. My first thought were, okay, I should make maybe TC there because it's very good spot protected, it's protecting the second gold. Keep in mind that gold, there is only 1600, so I will run out of this gold quite soon, especially if my plan is to go second TC after some shenanigans. And here, of course, my second TC is a bit delayed because, I early on I invested into the mill. Of course, I have also lumber camp. I didn't want to go for struggle trees, etc. Here, because I'm Pepega, I almost lost the scout. I wanted to go here. The scout went like here, so yeah, it is what it is. And sometimes the timing goes so well that at the same time I was macroing the villagers to make a second TC and at the same time scout Yolot into his base. What's important for me right now is to see how much stone did he mine, because, I'm against, of course, House of Lancaster. So for me, it's important to realize how many manors my opponent has. So as you can see, I'm here. He was trying to defend the villagers from a charge with the scout, which is smart, but it didn't work for him. At the same time, I didn't manage to get a kill, but it is what it is. I forced him to do some idle time, so far I am happy. I was, I was kinda, of course I realized that very likely I will be unable to make some very good damage, especially against House of Lancaster. It's kinda similar with the Mongols, because they have this landmark, they have the defensive manors. Their eco is very often oriented only like under the TC and under the landmark, so there is really nothing to harass. But let's continue forward with the game because I want to pinpoint show you like the most crucial stuff in the game. Because of course right now I feel kind of comfortable. Of course he has manors, but it's only 3 manors for now. I didn't scout them, but I realized after seeing how much stone did he mine, that's basically all what you need. It's a bit similar to, for example, if you are playing against Abbasid, it's important to see which wing they edge up with. If it's eco wing, then you can make easy math by scouting the stone itself, clicking on the stone, and you realize, oh shit, he mined enough stone for just 1 TC, or it's 2 TCs, etc. So here I feel kind of comfortable because I know that for a very long time he was only on 2 manors, and let's see, let's go back with the king, and bang, suddenly more villages onto the stone, so he wants to add more manors. There is something for me to harass. I'm quite happy with the fact that he also invested resources into barracks and made some spearmen, because that's just gonna delay his cast stage timing, right? So here I just don't give a fuck about the spearman. I've killed a villager, I took some damage, but there were only 2 spearmen, so he couldn't defend from it. And yeah, let's go back. You need to take a look, you need to take a care about this, because sometimes right now he's positioned kind of well, but of course this can still happen for you. Either with the king, because you can easily heal yourself, or with the French knights after they get chivalry, because they don't mind if they lose like 150 HPs on the knight. Knight is 990, so if I'm not mistaken, so he can just reheal himself every time. And here, of course, what I'm doing next, I'm just macroing towards Castle Lake. And here maybe I was wondering which landmark to make. if King's Palace, because right now I feel kind of comfortable, like 0 units from my opponent if you don't count like the 2 defensive spearmen or 3. So I feel really, really good. I don't remember actually. I think it's gonna be King's Palace. Yeah, and it's a King's Palace. Again, why? And why to make it here? Because right now, usually what you can see with the House of Lancaster is that they spam the Demi-Lancers in the correct timing. So I was a bit scared because usually it happens around 9 minute mark. Although what is a big deal for me is the fact that he was delayed. He was delayed with the stone mining. It's now that he's adding more manors and he even built a spearman, so he's just gonna be delayed with the spamming the Demi-Lancer. So here I felt comfortable. Even if he spammed them, I still can be building this landmark from this side, and you know I'm basically safe. I can garrison these guys inside of TC. You know, this is the reason why sometimes it's very, very worth it to like split your villagers into the control group, because then I know I can just click control group number 2, click on G, garrison, seek shelter, they would very, very fast run into the TC. With these guys, I can click here, then like shift click to finish the building, etc, etc. Do not underestimate how good it is to put your villagers into the control groups. Okay, here I think I will manage to strike like another villager kill, which is again really, really good. I kind of waited with the timing because I wanted my king to be Castle Age King, which gets some extra HP and ranged armor, so that's really, really good. And of course, he has no garrison space in all the manors, and in this landmark you cannot garrison villagers, so he's kind of exposed here. Yeah, okay, so let's proceed next. What I'm doing right now, what's very, very important at this point of the game, or at every single point of the game, is again, what is very, very important for me right now. Processing villas constantly. Again, how to do it, even though I'm on 3 TCs. I can be cycling through TCs like this, but that takes a lot of attention. Or what I can do, I can put all the TCs, including the King's Palace, into one control group. I usually use number 6, or not usually, all the time, so it doesn't like, you know, so I'm not confused during the games. So every time I click number 6, I can just then press a Q a few times. Waffle is again disturbing me, by the way. Like every time when I'm making video, can click number 6 and I just queue up a lot of villas. Yeah, so that's important for me, be producing villas constantly and be spending the resources. After reaching the castle, what's very, very important for me and what's kind of gonna decide our position once reaching castle is to get the relics. So right now, right after the age up, of course, make a monastery, make some buildings. Which buildings to make? I'm making building according to what I expect from my opponent. I know I'm against House of Lancaster. I see Spearman, and very, very soon, I think what's gonna happen is that either he's gonna start making Yeoman, or he's just gonna spam the Demi-Lancers from the landmark, because of course there is a discount on them, etc, etc. And of course, what's also very important for me is slowly but surely be adding the farms around the TCs in some defensive structures. Making walls like this all the time pretty worth it. Then your opponent can basically cycle around your base. He needs to go from one direction or other direction. So this is pretty worth it. So that's the reason why I'm making barracks for now, because very likely I will need spearmen, because you know he's making spearmen so far, so I'm trading like 50-50. And at the same time, I feel that there will be some sort of cavalry against me, either knights or the Demi-Lancers. So for now, spearmen. Of course, later on, adding archer ranges is must go. And my crucial thing, like what I need to do right now, is to get the relics. Here, very important. And I've noticed that a lot of people are underestimating the value you can get from actually scouting at the correct position. I don't say try to be aggressive with the king all the time, because right now, very likely, everything for him is defended. Like, he's either not on the stone anymore because he kind of doesn't need the stone, or he's, you know, this is well defended by the manors, by the landmark, or there are some spearmen defending the rest. So what I need to do right now with the king and with the scout, I actually need to keep scouting what is my opponent doing. Is he building second TC? Is he going like, is he stop producing units and he's going fast Imperial after the castle age? Or what he did, which landmark he age update? Here, basically, I already saw the white tower during the construction. He made the white tower here. It kind of makes sense because it's defending this relic, but most importantly, it defends the, like, you know, the middle section where is most of the gold, which means that after I will run out this gold, which is 172, and this gold 600, I need to move elsewhere onto the gold, either here or yes, here. So that's not that much bueno situation for me, but I can go a bit around by this, by building market and selling some, you know, resources. And at the same time, by getting the relics, of course, that's even more important for me, actually. So here I'm trying to get relics. Of course, what is a mistake from him is that he didn't pay attention to this. You know, here, for example, he's just AFK with all of these units. All of these units should be here guarding this relic, maybe even this relic, because the game will end in a situation where I will be able to take 3 relics. But here is the thing. What do I mean by instant reaction to what you see your opponent doing? Here you can see me that I've moved literally all the wood villagers to the stone. You might be thinking, why the stone? Explanation is pretty simple. Because I want to build a keep here, so it's in the range of his keep, like there, but at the same time the villagers are safe from the white tower. Why? Because English keep, it acts as siege workshop, so it basically saves me 250 wood, and at the same time it adds additional protection to my future trebuchet, with which I want to use to kill the white tower, right? So I'm already, right after seeing what my opponent did, I proceed with immediate reaction to it. Here I wanted to send the villagers, I think, here to get the mining game. In the end I will change my mind, I think, because again, what's important, I'm here with the king, with the scout, and again, very soon I think I will try to get some like value from the actual scouting. I'm just making outposts there, so I get fighting bonus. And here you can see me, instead of making spears, like more spears, I've switched to the man-at-arms. Again, why? Because I expect my opponent to start making like yeomen, etc, etc. So I'm basically prepared into what's gonna happen in the future. Yeah, and here the most crucial and basically the deciding, you know, time in the game where I'm building the keep. I know I can even afford, by the way, I'm not making villages right now. Okay, I'm very good. So that's very, very important to finish this up. He kind of cannot deny it because I have the troops here. He cannot do anything with the spearmen to my men-at-arms. And even the demi-lancers, although they look scary, they damage is really, really bad. They are dealing only 10 damage, which is less than a regular man-at-arms, so nothing special. Yeah, and here, right after building the keep, you can see instantly into the queue to trebuchet, and let's start working on the white tower. Because, you know, his eco isn't amazing, and he lacks the tool to do, like, you know, do all the stuff at the same time. Here I lose the scout, or maybe not, but at the same time, the scout gave me very, very good value. I had the scout here. Why? Because I know that that's my only exposed flank. Here it's secured. From this side there is a palisade wall. I have troops here as well defending, and his only side from which he can harass my economy is from this side. I've managed to take 3 relics, so I'm more than happy, because against House of Lancaster it's pretty good, because your potential gold late game gold income is way better than his, so I'm quite happy with the situation I'm in. I'm still like producing spears, men-at-arms, because I've seen his units. I'm just adding the farms. Right now, maybe there is a mistake of me floating so much wood, but at the same time, to my defense, I had to invest a lot of wood into the trebuchet, and at the same time, I'm transitioning into the farms, as you can see, and at the same time, every time I float some resource, the wood, or you can see me basically selling the stuff, either wood or either food, because yeah, right now I'm basically out of the gold, but not for a very long time. And luckily I have the free, or not luckily, it was basically, you know, part of my game plan. I have the free relics, which helps as well, because again, I'm not making that much of like gold expensive units. I'm not producing, right? So I'm quite Gucci. This is also very, very, very important to point out where you should be with your army. You can see me being army here. Why you are not here? Because, you know, there is the keep defending the traps. There are the villagers who can repair either the keep or the traps, even if he decides to YOLO them. So where to have army? I've seen previously, I've seen his, you know, demi-lancers moving around here. So my army is here basically already prepared to take a fight with his, you know, like, how to call this? Trying to do some raid but failing during it. I don't know. A raiding attempt. Let's call it raiding attempt. So, because sometimes what I can see from my opponent, from my students, is that they stay with the army on some completely useless spot. Let's say here, or maybe even here, you know, and then this entire site is exposed. So either having outposts there, so you have a vision, or either trying to wall like here and here, so you know that your opponent cannot approach you from this side, or just having your army prepared in some good position in order to fight your opponent. If he tries to raid you, of course. What's very, very important, so far I had only melee units, and if I want to take really, really good fight against my opponent, of course, what do I need? Crossbows. Or some sort of range units. Here I've decided to start making crossbows very soon. Very soon I will start producing longbows, if I'm not mistaken. Usually I'm not making longbows because I kind of don't like them, but at certain situations they are really, really good. Here I've decided, okay, I want to start making longbows again, because the reason for this is that I need just 250 gold for this upgrade. Then, of course, I need some upgrades from blacksmith, and yeah, I can be spamming longbows basically non-stop because they don't cost you the gold, right? Here, super, super important fight. I have the trap, 3 traps. I have destroyed the white tower already. Yeah, and here he decided to take a fight under the keep. Which is really, really good for me. Why? Because I have the fighting bonus here. There is like, there is all of this, like, pathfinding blocks which are helping me. What's very, very important is to have some range units already. Basically, the 9 crossbows are doing amazing, amazing job during the fight. He should basically target the crossbows, which is something what is he doing. If we take a look onto the yeoman. Okay, I cannot see it, but yeah, he was shooting onto the crossbow, so that's good job from him. I still have, right now I have only 5 of them, but of course the kill is also helping me amazingly. So in the end, I managed to basically survive this push, and from now on, of course, again, the value of the keep, I've realized, oh shit, he has a lot of yeomans and crossbows, so let's just make a Mongol, right? Why not? And from now on, the game will basically be completely in my favor. You can see the game will end very, very soon. Why? Because I'm 3 TCs, I'm 107 vills, he's 1 TC, 57 vills. So there's like 50 villages difference. Of course, there are the manors, but the manors, they cannot like basically make a difference, that much of a difference, that they will be counted as 50 vills. So very soon I'm actually to be close to like 120 to 130 optimal number of villages into the possible late game. So I'm very, very happy. I'm just making second Mangonel because why not? Here it would be perfect for me to remake the king because I have a lot of hurt units. For example, in the fight, I'm still producing vills, but here you could see how easily I was able to basically remove his control from the middle section of the map. I will also be able to destroy the monastery because he made it on stupid. I've noticed during my games that this is very common with the Chinese players. Making forward monasteries, making forward farms somewhere randomly, etc, etc. I don't know why. Like, why they are doing this. I can just destroy this, I can take the relics. He's basically forced them to take them and make a new monastery at his own, but it is what it is. It's his fight, not mine. And here, finally, I've gained a control of the gold after like, I don't know, 5 minutes, maybe 6. And basically since he built white arrow. Of course, I could try to sneak some villages here or here, but why I didn't do this? Reason is simple. Because earlier in the game, he had mobile units, right? He had a lot of demi-lancers. I was quite worried that he will add stables, hobelars, or knights, or anything. So, the mobility was his strong aspect. At that time, I was kind of turtled in my base, and I just couldn't, like, YOLO some villages here and then YOLO with some villages here. Right now, I can do it. Why? Because right now, he's basically fighting for his survival over here. Nice slow motion, by the way. So he very likely, if he is gonna have some, additional units like horsemen or hobelars, etc., etc., he's gonna, be with them here. Why? Because right now he's basically fighting for his survival. He lost the control here. He lacks any defenses at his home, and he's just, yeah, fighting for his life here. So if he's gonna have some units, they are definitely gonna be here helping him to defend. Here, of course, what's still important, me grabbing the relics, building the outpost, so I still get a fighting bonus even there. Here I've started to add some longbows finally. Of course, you need damage upgrades from a blacksmith, so they are effective. Yeah, here I have the bonus again. Maybe I could get this upgrade a bit faster, but again, I was trying to save the gold everywhere I could. Yeah, and I'm just making keep there, by which I will basically cut him out of these gold sources, out of this landmark, and yeah, it's basically GG for me, because then he is forced to move onto the gold elsewhere. There is 158. By the way, this is a number in Czechia to call an ambulance. If you want to call an ambulance in Czech Republic, call 158. Okay, so yeah, here is in the situation, not ambulance, it's the police. Sorry, it's the police, not the ambulance. So yeah, here for him, I don't know even if the police would help him, but yeah, here, what was the very most important, moment in the game, making keep there, getting like, very, very good spot to make my own trebuchet, then mangonels a bit later on, and basically, destroying his defensive position here. and basically I survived his peak, which was during the first fight which we took under the keep, and from that moment on, the game was basically I was ruling the entire tempo of the game because my eco was super super superior to his. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay review, and see you soon during our sessions. Bye bye.